refuse to lose. I'm built to win. Apply myself. I filled it in. No time for the doubt. They counted me out. I'm getting it in. Yeah. No time for no loss.
Pacers were going to make the playoffs. It didn't end so well for you, brother.
If you ain't thinking the same, then we playing by different rules. You can't see the vision, we living at different views. Until we complete the mission, keep getting up, never snooze. I walked a mile in my shoes, had the mind of a fool.
You fell asleep at the trade deadline when we had a trade to get Kyle Lowry out of here.
They told me I couldn't do it. They told me I couldn't make it. They sold it, could never break it. That's sadly mistaken. I need a piece of the pie. I want it so bad I can taste it. They told me, keep on running. Toes they gonna take
this is what we got to tell.
I've been doing this.
I felt it in. No time for the doubt. They counted me out. I'm getting it in. Yeah. No time for no loss. I pay for the cost. I'm winning to win. Yeah. Refuse to lose. I'm built to win. Apply myself. I filled it in. No time for the doubt. They counted me out. I'm getting it in. Yeah. No time for no loss. I'm paying the cost. I'm in it to win. Yeah. Refuse.
Welcome to Refuse to Lose Sports. My name is Joe Jordan, y'all. I'm very excited, as you can probably see in my face. It's been a long time since we had a whole big three on at the same time. First it was me, then it was me and Dave, then it was Dave and others, then it was Tom one day, then it was Tom one others. Now it was all three of us. We're excited. We're excited today. We got a lot to talk about, right? But before I bring up the two superstars, and we got a lot of guests coming through, y'all. It's a family show, all right? But we got some playoff games to talk about. Y'all can see I'm rocking the jersey. Tomo, dang. Tomo got the hat, though. Okay, Tomo got his hat. Bang not a game nowhere. Hey, you know what I realized, Tomo?
Banged up.
Y'all got a bad record than the 49ers.
I know.
That's crazy.
They do have a better record. They still lost us.
That's crazy. You did.
The thing about it, though, Joe.
My bad, I ain't trying to.
Go ahead, tell them what you're talking about. Tell them what you're talking about, Joe. Go ahead.
Sorry, y'all. Sorry. I got too excited. It wouldn't be Joe if I didn't take at least one jab or two, But anyways, we gotta talk about a lot of games, y'all. First game, Broncos. No, sorry. First game gonna be it's Broncos, right?
No,
Steelers and Ravens. I'm tripping right now. I'm too excited. We got the Steelers and Ravens. We got a long time rivalry. We talk about NFL history and in the chats. If y'all in the chat, you know what I'm talking about. Playing a playoff game, a lot on the line right here. So we got to talk about that. We got Carl coming through and representing this Ravens, right? We got the Broncos and the Bills. We got that coming up too. And we got two guests. We got Tyler coming up here, and we got my boy Dav representing the Bills. So we're going to have a clash going on, right? After that, we got the Chargers. We got the Texans game we got to talk about, the Eagles, the Packers. We got to do the Rams and the Vikings. And last but not least, we got my boy Mark and Trent going to be here too, by the way. And talk about them Commanders versus the Buccaneers. But look, I got two of my bros with me. I got Dave Doghouse here. He's excited. He's happy to be back. All right. Got him here. And we got Mr. Get Done Son himself, co-host of In the Red Corner. How y'all doing, fellas?
Hey, man. Everybody around me is sick. So I call myself Mr. Beat the Code. That's what I've been saying. Because I ain't going to find me with no illnesses, man. Knock on wood, though. But everybody that is sick right now, make sure y'all feel better. But there's going to be some other people that's sick out there this weekend. Ain't that right, Joe? What's up, Dave?
You're right.
Hey, I'm officially salted, salty because my team is not in the playoffs, man. So, it's all good. I guess it's time for us to finally get some See, you got the boom box. I got the chips. I got everything we need, man. But I'm excited about today. We get to talk about these playoff games, even though my team is not in it. It's fine. We got other teams to talk about. We got people coming in to talk about it. We already got two people in the studio waiting to talk about their team. So I know it's going to be great. But y'all, we can't forget this. We haven't been on the show together in a while. So
like 3 weeks.
That's a while. That's a long time.
It's
been a mingling of schedules and things going on, and then all of a sudden now on Friday, the day that everybody seems to go out to the club and have fun, the day before the weekend. Well, technically, it's the start of the weekend. What do they normally do at happy hour? Oh, that's right. They turn up.
Turn me up, 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 up.
Jody, do your thing.
All right, y'all. I want to flip the curtain real quick for the viewers. We got an Instagram chat, and then we got something for the playoff time. And I just want to show people what we do in these chats. You know, when your team don't make the playoffs, you know, I gotta show them this, y'all.
I know he ain't about to.
Gotta show them this, y'all. You know, I had to show it last. Oh, it's the wrong one. That's the wrong one. See, I'm too ahead of myself. I got y'all on the back end. I had to do this when I was on the couch, y'all. It's okay. I had to do this when I was on the couch. So look, on the back end, I'm gonna show a photo of what it looks like when you're not in the playoffs, and then every weekend people will get added. Maybe I get added to it. I don't know. But look, back to the show. We are streaming this on 3 different platforms: YouTube, Facebook, and X. So make sure you like the video on all 3 platforms. Make sure you subscribe and follow on all of our social media platforms. You can find us everywhere at Refuse to Lose Sports, but X at R2L Sports. So make sure you do that. All right. And share this video with somebody that you know, or anybody, a stranger, somebody you just come across, send a link so they can come on and watch live with you, because you could be involved in the show too by being in the comment section. We can see all the comments y'all will be putting out throughout the show. Shout out to my boy, Blaze. Keep that couch warm, fellas. I didn't even see the comment. That's not why I put the show up there. That's crazy.
Timing was too perfect.
That was crazy. All right. Why am I on there? No. Yeah, Blaze, the wrong one. I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry. Because I was the main one on there. I'm still in the field, right? But look, and last but not least, enjoy the rest of the show. Tomo, floor is yours.
And before we bring our first guest up, because we are talking about the Steelers versus the Ravens, you already know, for the first time in a decade, the AFC North rivals Baltimore Ravens and Pittsburgh Steelers clash in the postseason. Now, we could talk about how this is one of the greatest rivalries in sports football, and, me and Joe may have something to say about that. But outside of that, these 2 teams always find a way to deliver. Once they get out there, it's always a defensive juggernaut. But you may ask, what does QTNA mean? And if you're not on any social medias, then you don't know what's going on around the world as far as everybody's bringing up acronyms. And this playoffs, there's a lot of questions that need answers. Can Lamar Jackson do it again in the playoffs? Can Mike Tomlin get past that mediocre tag that everybody's trying to put on at this point? Because he has his quarterback. Is this the moment where John Harbaugh makes the right call and doesn't ruin it for the fans? Is this the moment where Mike Tomlin doesn't get in the way when somebody's doing a punt return? We just don't know what's going to happen with these 2 teams. But it's not my team. This is CTC Carl's team, and we're going to bring CTC Carl up. What's up, Carl?
Good, was good. I'm not going to do it. I'm going to refrain from it.
You sure?
I was going to take a shot at you. I'm going to refrain.
Dang. It don't matter. It don't matter. Everybody gonna have a moment today. I got a Broncos fan waiting backstage. They got a lot of shots for me right now.
It wasn't about football.
What you got to say?
Your team played today. Hope they lose.
The ladies gonna find a way to bounce back.
The men that's been losing. The men that lost to Washington that we beat by 36.
Back to the assignment at hand. You got to be professional here. So back to the assignment at hand. Thank you, producers. Joe, what you doing, man? It's supposed to be brothers.
No, I mean, I'm from the other team they beat, bro. Not y'all.
Saturday at 8. It goes.
You mean the team that beat Maryland? My bad.
Okay.
Y'all need some Terps to go to the Super Bowl. That's all I'm saying. Steelers at Ravens. Tell me who you got. Well, you don't got to tell me who you got. You got the colors on. Just tell me how you think this game gonna go.
All right. So first of all, I know the question. I'm gonna just answer it a different way. The Ravens are gonna win. Why the Ravens are gonna win? Because
MSU sucks.
I keep saying it. The Ravens in Baltimore with Lamar. They haven't played us in Baltimore with Lamar with something on the line. And when you saw them play us in Baltimore with something on the line, we won by 17. Granted, the game was close throughout the first 3 quarters. And Javon like to say, the game slipped away in the 4th quarter. You know what happens when bad teams stay close against good teams? It normally gets away in the 4th quarter. So all he did was explain how a bad team blew the game. Now, you're going to say, well, we turned the ball over. Yeah, you turned the ball over right after we did. So it kind of X'd itself out. Russ, that's his fault. He slides. He got too greedy. We say it all the time. New people in this rivalry, the lights get bright and they mess up. He ain't slide. He fumbled. That's on Russ. Now, I know another thing I'm going to say is, We ain't had George Pickens. Cool. Hey, DJ, can you play that track for me real quick?
It seemed like you and Russ weren't on the same page on that interception against the Chiefs. How does that happen, and what do you guys do to address it?
You said me and Russ wasn't on the same page?
Yeah, well, that's what he said.
That's what he said?
Yeah,
Or is that what you said?
that's what he said.
All right, stop it right there. Stop
How
it right
do you
there. This was before the Bengals game. And then he goes out and drops every single pass on the money to him. He went and turned into a D1 crash out. He right back at University of Georgia. He got a scholarship to crash out against the Bengals. You think he's not about to crash out against us to prove a point? Y'all better put Justin Fields in that game because Russ throwing the ball, ain't no ball getting caught by George Pickens. Now, George Pickens normally cook us, but I don't know about this week. I don't know if he coming ready to play. I don't know. He made catches he was dropping, those passes he normally catch. He dropped the one that would have won them the game. True. Dropped that joint over double move. Dropped it. I don't know, man. It seemed like he done with Russell Wilson. Like they done with the 90s. He done with Russell Wilson. I don't know, man. I'm just interested to see how that goes. I know we got super chat, so I'm going to stop. Y'all can go ahead and do that.
Shout out to Blaze with the 199. Stop ignoring this MSU slander.
We are 13-2 and 16th in the country. I do not care about your slander, brother.
Man, pay $2 to make sure he heard.
No, bro.
I seen it. It's just like we're 13-2 and 16th in the country. Okay. If you want to say that they're better than the Ravens, okay. I mean, I'm 13-2, 12-5. I'm good with both. It's cool with me. But no, all seriousness though, I do think we win the game. I do think Lamar, he plays well. He got over. Everybody likes to talk about how Lamar plays bad against the Steelers. That's in Pittsburgh. Lamar and the Ravens in Pittsburgh have played bad against the Steelers. But Lamar and the Ravens, this past game in Baltimore, like I said, they haven't played Lamar in Baltimore since 2020. 3 touchdowns, 1 pick. Now, Lamar would tell you he wished he had that throwback. That was a bad interception. He had somebody else. I think it was Isaiah. Like, I can't remember who it was. He had somebody else wide open. Just a bad throw. But he played well in that game. He played stupendous in that game. I believe Derrick Henry didn't take over till late in that ball game. Another thing that a Steelers fan would say, you stop Derrick Henry, the Ravens don't win. Well, Derrick Henry didn't really get going until late in that ball game, and we won. Another thing is this, though. That defense is gimmicky. It relies on turnovers. We don't turn the ball over. We are in prime position to beat these guys, especially with how their offense has been performing of late. They gave up 27 against us. So yes, we had 34, pick 6. I'll say 27. They gave up 27 against the Eagles. The Eagles showed mercy. They killed the clock. They had a 10-minute drive. If they wanted to keep their foot on the pedal, they could have put up 30. The Chiefs put up 29. Again, showed mercy. Could have put up 30 plus and proved the point that, hey, we finally got over 30. But they killed the clock. They played it smart, punted the ball. They just played smart football, killed the clock. And then they gave up 19 against the Bengals. Which cool, that's tame, but they still lost. They gave up 19, they only put up 17. And they put up 17 against us. They put up, 10, 13 against the Eagles, and 10 against the Steelers. Offense has not been performing. Defense has been giving up a ton of points. And my last point before I let y'all go is our defense has been overperforming since Kyle Hamilton moved back to safety, who shot out second team All-Pro. Since Kyle Hamilton stopped moving around the defense, playing in the box, blitzing, and he's just been back at safety. And Darius Washington has been at safety. Eddie Jackson has been released. Marcus Williams has been benched. Our defense has been one of the best defenses in the National Football League since then. Not cumulatively, if you go from week 1 to week 18, no, we're not. But from those changes till now, our defense has been back to Ravens football. And I just think with all those things in the pot, we beat the Pittsburgh Steelers tomorrow night, prime time, in the bank.
The beat was like perfect. That's crazy.
It's like a timer.
Yeah, I know. But everything that you said is kind of why I'm leaning this towards you all to win this game. Again, it's at the bank. Lamar got that monkey off his back as far as saying that he cannot beat the Steelers. The other monkey that's on his back right now is when it comes to Lamar Jackson, how he performs in the playoffs. I know you've been seeing it. I know you've been hearing about it. I know you've been defending it as far as just being in the chats. And I know you've seen that last game against the Chiefs. So they're going to say you only as good as your last game that we've seen as far as the playoff game. But I think the way he's been balling this year is just an anomaly for him. Not an anomaly. I think Lamar Jackson has reached that stage of like, look, this is my moment. I know what to do with it, and I'm gonna take off. So I think you all beat them for that. And I feel like the Steelers right now, they're just reeling. Like it kind of feels like they're still trying to find their footing, but it's too late in the season for you to do that. So if you all lose this game, you're gonna have a lot of questions that need answers for the Ravens. But you all win this game, there's gonna be a lot of questions that need answers for the Steelers. But I'm picking the Ravens. Dave?
I'm also picking the Ravens. The Steelers are on a 4-game losing streak right now. That's not what you want going into the playoffs. And yeah, like Carl said, they only gave him 19 points in the last game, but the 3 games prior to that, they didn't give up anything less than 27 points. So that doesn't bode well going into the playoffs. And yeah, George Pickens in that last game when they needed him to make plays, and it's not like those were small plays where they wouldn't have made a difference. Those were difference making plays. One of those could have easily been a touchdown if he caught it, and he probably would have been gone. At least put him in position to have a field goal. And then there was another one where it was clearly in his hands and he just dropped it. And I don't know. I also think that their run game is not as potent as it should be because they have Najee Harris and Warren, but I'm not sure. But I definitely think that the way that Lamar Jackson's been playing, the way the defense has been playing, it's been the number 1 defense in the league since week 11. As far as points, yards, this has been the best defense since week 11, and they have shown that they pretty much are unstoppable if Lamar Jackson is going and Derrick Henry is going, and even if Zay Flowers, well, we know Zay Flowers is not going to be playing in this game. Rashad Bateman has showed that he can step up and make those plays. So, and they still have Isaiah Likely. They still got Mark Andrews. So they have more than enough to be able to get this win. And honestly, I don't know what to expect from Russ. Honestly, I don't know what to expect from the Steelers because they're on the 4-game losing streak, and there's not too many teams that win in the playoffs going when they're coming in with the losing streak. So we saw what happened last year to the Eagles when they were on a 6-game losing streak. You know, they lost. Of course, one of their best players didn't play. AJ Brown didn't play in that game, but they were already reeling before that happened, and they lost to the Bucs. And it's not the same exact thing, but they started giving up points, and they were leading in their division. They had someone else win a division, and now, you know, they're in a position to be. They're finally in the playoffs, but it doesn't look like they're going to get a win.
Yeah, I'm going with the Ravens. I'm going with the Ravens, man. I mean, the Steelers are just outmatched. Ravens are a better team. They got a better quarterback. They have the better defense right now. They just outmatched, and they're playing in Baltimore for something that's very important, like Carl said. And the keys for both games, in my opinion, time of possession and turnovers. You know, I saw that the winner for both teams won a time of possession and won a turnover battle. Now it's different because when the Steelers won a turnover battle, they won 3-1 and only won by 2 points. Now we know that missed field goals happen and stuff like that. The Ravens won the 2-1 and won by 17, basically, right? It was 17, I think, right? So, So that's that. And with the Ravens defense, I want to say this real quick before I turn it over back to Carl. From weeks 1 through 10, right? These are their ranks. It's crazy. These are their ranks. Scoring defense, 25th. Total defense, 27th. Pass defense, 32nd. Third down percentage, 30th. Red zone defense, tied for 20th. Opposing passer rating, 26th. Since week 13, they are first in all those categories. It's crazy. It's crazy. All right. And I'll say this to Carl too. I know I said my last name. They are on a 4-game lose streak, but you look at their opponents, you know what I mean? They've lost to the Chiefs, lost to the Ravens, lost to the Eagles. Now the Bengals, different story, but the Bengals are also on a 5-game. They ended the season on a 5-game win streak. So if those losses were spread out, it wouldn't look as bad. It didn't look bad because they were bunched up at the same time, you know. So, but what it did though, it exploit how bad their offense is because Bengals defense are not that good, and Steelers couldn't move the ball at all against the Bengals. They should never been in that game, first of all. So I would say the Ravens are gonna win, and they should win easily, but you can't say that because it's a division game. But the Ravens gonna walk away with a win. Yeah, but Lamar gotta play well, Carl.
I know. And look, even in the chat, I never said, man, Lamar been balling in the
Right.
playoffs all tripping. I was just like, some of these people y'all putting over Lamar is kind of crazy, and I made my defenses why. But yeah, I 100% agree. I'm not saying like, man, this is cakewalk. No, it's Ravens Steelers at the end of the day. But I do expect my team to win this game, and those are the reasons why. And secondly, although yes, you can say they played 4 very good opponents, 3 of them being Super Bowl contenders, 1 being a team that got eliminated from the playoffs, but a divisional opponent. I counter with, I was told this is a Super Bowl caliber defense, and you can't allow teams to just constantly put up 27 plus on you. So that's what I counter with. And I'm also and I agree with the sentiment that Mike Tomlin is top 5. So we can't give a top 5 head coach that excuse. Figure something out. Your offense can't be that bad for 4 straight weeks. And your defense. It's like your offense and your defense is both bad for 4 straight weeks. You, as a top 5 coach, can't do that. If John Harbaugh had a stretch like that, boy, the slacking I would get in the chat. I'd wake up to slander every morning if that was the Ravens. So I ain't trying to hear that. I feel you, but I ain't trying to hear it.
Or the 49ers.
Well, definitely. Oh, Dave getting in the 49ers.
Hey, look. When we had a 3-game losing streak, wasn't we the talk of the town? Steelers had
last year, right?
Steelers had a 4-game losing streak, and the chat was quiet. So that's all I got.
No, it was not.
Other than you, no one else was really saying anything.
You talking last year, right?
I'm talking about this year.
No,
this year.
But the 49ers, but that's the thing though. The 49ers been hurting everything. It was like no mercy.
Yeah, I never really.
But it was no mercy. They were still talking. Even though we got all these slew of injuries, we had nine All-Pro players that missed games. But hey,
that's what I said. Hey, look, no, it was not. Hey, I apply pressure every week. Like I told you, here it come. Y'all about to choke. Here come the L's. It's about to come. Y'all about to blow the division. No, man, I heard this all week. I heard this all year. You the same old song. You say this every week. And then when it happened, he was like, dang. It was like, it's like, what you want? What's it like? Doop, 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 doop. And then flatline, dee. That's all I heard. That's all I heard every week. Him trying to save, trying to hold on. And then when it happened, flatline.
There were times where I wasn't in chat and they were still slandering the 49ers, so I don't want to hear that.
He realized it was over. The prophecy has been fulfilled. There's nothing he could do. And another thing, another reason why I think we're going to win, Lamar Jackson, I believe, is 1-0 in wild card rounds. Mike Tomlin has lost 8 straight in wild card rounds. He hasn't won a playoff game since 2016.
8 straight?
He hasn't won a playoff game since 2016.
Yeah. 8 straight.
He's 8-10 in the playoffs.
They should have went and got Dak Prescott. They could have got one of those games.
No, top 5 head coach. You don't need no Dak Prescott.
You need Russell Wilson. You right. All right, let's get out. We gotta go. Top next.
I just got one more point, and it's for Dave. If
Dave
can get shellacked for his coach taking his team to the Super Bowl twice and not winning, but Mike Tomlin don't lose points for not being able to win a first round playoff game, that's crazy.
This is music that Dave is right now.
He just ended the clip.
He did though. All right, Carl, let the people know. We already know who you got winning, but let the people know your last words and where they can find you on this great network that we call Refuse to Lose.
All right, so first of all, as always, thank y'all for having me. Secondly, shout out the University of Buffalo. They're playing Kent State right now, college basketball. I'm shouting them out because Anquan Bolden Jr. plays for the University of Buffalo. Actually, they're 5-9, so record-wise, they're not that good, but they're competitive 5-9 teams. I think they're a team that can be on the rise in the MAC conference in basketball. Secondly, I would like to say shout out MSU. Handled somebody's light work that they couldn't handle. And then we got a bowl coming up in February. We just gonna have to handle the Terps, make it 8 straight wins against the Terps. 8 straight.
Speaking of 8 straight.
8 straight wins against the Terps. Hey, the Steelers gonna have 9 straight losses. The Terps gonna have 8 straight losses. Crazy how that works. My last one, South Carolina, please. Oh no, 2 things. I got to shout out my show CTC. I picked Ohio State to win tonight. The game comes on in about 10 minutes. It's 7:30, but
Joe went to the screen like, what?
I know. I watched the show.
They say like 10 minutes, 7:30, but it's probably gonna be like 10 minutes, 15 minutes. It took to 7:45 for kickoff. Got Ohio State winning. I know I had Oregon winning the whole thing, but that was if Ohio State lost in the first round. They did not. So I have Ohio State winning it all, to be completely honest. My last point, South Carolina, please don't lose by you lost by 20 to Alabama a couple nights ago. We play Auburn. That's just crazy scheduling. Please just don't lose by 20 again. Please. And Maryland sucks. Go ahead.
All right, Carl, it was a pleasure having you on the episode. All right. Man, till that Chipotle bowl. Thanks again, Carl.
Which I won and will win again.
You are having a day right now. Okay.
I'm having a run. I'm having a run. My Pistons are 19-19. MSU 13.
Shout out to the Pistons. Shout out to the Pistons.
Last team that had a run like this, it got ended up thrown through some tables, but I ain't gonna say too much. All right, Carl, we see you, man.
Hey, Dave got something. Look, the people love Dave.
Man. I thought he was gonna respond. All right. You try to give him a moment.
I'm talking to her right now. So
okay. The producers in the background, we see you. Okay. Okay. So, like I said, the last team that went on a run like this got thrown through some tables. I think we're gonna have to edit some things too, because I did not know we're gonna have to add some more people to the video collage or how we want to do that.
I got you, Tomo. Go ahead.
All right, cool. So the next game that we have up on the docket is one team that we did not expect to make the playoffs, and another team everyone expected to make the playoffs and the Super Bowl. And that is the Broncos versus the Bills, Sunday at 1 p.m. The funny thing about this matchup is Von Miller played for both of these teams. Another caveat for this game is that the Broncos haven't been to the playoffs since Von Miller won them a Super Bowl. So this is going to be even more interesting. But another part that's interesting is the two folks that we have coming up. So we got Tyler representing the Denver Broncos, and then we have Devin dancing in the back. He's dancing right now, but he turned up, and he's representing the Buffalo Bills. Joe, let me know once the video is straight so we can get everybody up here. But outside of that, Dave.
You can throw him up. I think
Right,
it will be uneven, but it'll fix.
All right, what's up, Tyler? What's up, Tyler?
What's good, fellas?
Okay.
What's up,
Tyler? We're gonna add Devin up here. Can't see Devin though. He dancing though.
He coming right here.
All right, so let me get the cheers. Y'all stay with us while we build this plane while it's still in the air. Okay, what's up, fellas? All right, so we already know what's gonna happen here. Some people say it's the past that meets the present. So we're gonna start with the lowest seed, which is Bo Nix and his receiverless Bronco. No, I'm joking.
But don't do that.
Exactly right.
All right. So Tyler, man, tell us why the Broncos are gonna win this game.
Defense wins championships, and then we got a top 10, defense in the league. So if they do what they need to do and take care of business and hold it down, I think we can come out on top. Bo got to, cut down the turnovers, but if he could do that, I think we stand a good chance. I don't think the weather gonna take effect. We play in the same type of weather, cold weather, so I think we can come out and shock them, potentially. If I had to, predict the score, I'm thinking something like 24-21 Bills.
Whoa. Say that again.
I'm a realist, dog.
Yeah, I feel you. I feel you.
Hey, Tom,
hopefully it's reversed.
I think we need to put him in the doghouse early already. He just got on the show. It's the second time on the show. He already said his team going to lose in the playoff game. Come on,
Man, we're a young team. I don't
they
expect
got the energy that we need today.
They're going to get the Bills. I feel them. But I thought he picked the wrong. I thought he said the wrong name at first.
I did too. He was like,
I don't know.
Oh my gosh.
All right, so Devin, tell us why the Broncos gonna lose this game. You on mute?
Oh, then he going.
We can't hear you at all, my guy.
Nah, that's just like the Bills' offensive coordinator.
Hey, we
Run the ball.
I ain't
Run
gonna
the
lie,
ball, Josh Allen.
We might win.
Look.
Go ahead, flip that. You know what? Flip it. 24.
Okay.
Oh, he don't leave and come back.
Yeah, leave and come back. Yeah,
leave and come back. Let's see what happens. So, all right, while Devin's on his way back, right? Since you're here. Mm-hmm. Last time you was here was me, you, and Dave, and you said a lot about your quarterback, and I had a lot to say that wasn't gonna happen. Mm-hmm. I already issued an apology. Okay. I already did it, but now that you're here, I'm gonna say, all right, bro, players mess up sometimes. And Bo Nix did his thing. He definitely, everything you said about him definitely happened. What did you say? I think you said he
25.
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead. No, 25.
25 to 30 total touchdowns. Mm-hmm. We got 34.
Second most in history.
Yeah. So he got that. 10-7. I predicted the record. We got that.
Mhm.
So yeah, we had a good season, man. Just like I
And he did say he's gonna be first or second in the rookie of the year race.
Yeah, exactly.
He did.
Yeah, he did. I don't know who they ended up throwing the football to, but they found a way. They found a way. Hey, well, shout out to him because he helped me with this guy over here and his whole Jaden Daniels run. Yeah.
I know, right?
We had to slow down that rookie of the year talk.
Mm-hmm.
I know, especially when he went on a 3-game losing streak. I think he won in all those 4-game losing streak. I think Bo Nix won every week. The rookie of the week that week. So yeah, man. Who you got, Tomo?
So yeah, who I got? I mean, he kind of shook me with that one, man. I was like, you gonna come on here and say the Bills gonna win it when I really think that y'all could steal this game from them?
I do. I
really
feel like that. Yeah, I feel like that.
All right, so I'll make my pick though. I really it's gonna be tough. This is the moment where Josh Allen has to make something shake because this is that game for his career. They're like, all right, man, we're gonna see you go up against all these quarterbacks, but most of the games where he's lost in the playoffs has been to lesser opponents. And in this instance, I think y'all defense get to him. It's gonna be a little cold. I think y'all win it by a field goal. Broncos.
You got the Broncos winning?
Yep.
Can y'all hear me now?
Yep, dig. I knew it was gonna work when I made my pick. I knew it was gonna work. I knew
see, this is what I was about to say. I can appreciate my man coming in here being a Broncos fan, being real, because that's what I am. I'm a real guy. When I started this season, I said we was gonna be number 2 in the division. Boy, was I wrong with who I picked as number 1, but that's neither here or there. Me personally, obviously, you know, I'm going with the Bills. The reason I'm going with the Bills is he touched on it a little bit as far as I think it's going to come down to experience. Go ahead, Tomo. I know you're about to do me dirty with that, but I saw your face.
Nah, I'm over here looking up something. Go ahead.
It's going to come down to experience to me. Honestly, when we had the matchup against the Broncos, I'm not going to say I was scared, but I was nervous because they playing very good. Bo Nix is better than what I thought he was. He's starting to push the ball down the field some. When they first started, it was a lot of check down passes and stuff, but he's starting to push the ball down the field. I think the kid Mims is really figuring out what type of player he is. Crazy because they could have had Jerry Jeudy doing that same thing. Like, honestly, me personally, I thought Jerry Jeudy was probably going to be washed. I was believing what Steve Smith was saying until he got somebody who could throw the ball down the field, which is Jameis Winston, but that's here or there. So, technically, I was very nervous about playing, and I still am. But I think we just got too much experience. I think Josh Allen has really figured himself out. I think he's enjoying football again. I don't think he enjoyed it last year with Stephon Diggs. This team, everybody's playing together. Keon Coleman is looking better when he can. We got 2 tight ends set. Dawson Knox getting a little old, but Kincaid coming to his own. Shakir. This is a big point for me. James Cook, I wasn't a big fan of his at first when he first started out, but he's starting to, come along. We got Josh Allen as a rusher. But even when them two are not doing it, we can bring in Ray Davis and he still pick up some slack. Like we becoming a full complete team. And the thing is, we don't even have big name stars outside of the quarterback on offense. And you could say Amari Cooper somewhat. Some people don't consider him a big name receiver anymore like he used to be. But outside the quarterback, we are like I ain't gonna say a mediocre team. We got mediocre names with chemistry. We just a real team at this point. That's why I'm very excited about this team. Last year's team, we had all the names, but I mean, look what happened. So I'm going Bills. I'm gonna give the Broncos a little bit of, I'm saying I think we're gonna probably put up like 31 to 34 points. So I'm gonna say 31-21. It's gonna be close after the third, close after halftime. And I think we're gonna start, we're gonna be too much for them.
Joe?
Okay. I'm like kind of lined up with Tyler. I think it's gonna be a close game. I think that it's gonna be closer than a lot of people think. I saw the spread, it was like 8.5, minus 8.5 Bills. I think that was a too big of a spread, to be honest with you. And I'm gonna talk more about the Broncos because the Bills are like the heavy favorite. We all know why we should beat the Bills. They got Josh Allen. They got better, they got more experience. They've been here, done that. They're the number 2 seed. But what I like about the Broncos, how they can win this game, possibly 2 things. Obviously, Tyler mentioned the defense, but mainly the deep. Like they get home more than anybody else in the NFL. They lead the league in sacks, and they got PS2. They can run man coverage and eliminate somebody. You know, so which is good, which makes it more difficult for Josh Allen to complete passes. Now, the thing about running man, though, is when you got your back turned, you got to make sure you contain Josh Allen. That's going to be the key for their defense, to make sure Josh Allen is not moving the sticks with his legs. And lastly, the Broncos and Bills. I think the running game is going to tell this game for real. The Broncos, their running game is so inconsistent, but when it's on, Bo Nix is a much better player because he can work out that play action and take those deep shots y'all talking about. But when that running game is not working, he's dinking and dunking the whole game. You know, so, and I think it's also key for the Bills to the rushing game. But I'm going to go with the Bills, like a similar score, 24-21, 27-24 type game.
I also think this game is going to be close as well. I think Nick Benito is going to I think he's going to be key for this Broncos defense. He's been an outstanding player this season for this. I think what they got 60 plus sacks, 62 sacks on the season, something like that.
65.
63?
Oh, yeah.
63? Okay.
63, yeah.
Yeah, 60. Almost beat the Eagles. Okay.
Yeah, close to what the Eagles had just 2 seasons ago. Another key thing that needs to happen in this game is that I don't know if Joe had mentioned this, but the Broncos' run game has to get going.
Mm-hmm.
Their run game has to get going because the Bills are not necessarily a really good run defense. They allow 115 yards on the ground a game. And the only thing that these two teams have in common is that they're neither one of their passing defenses is really that good, even though that the Broncos have PS2. Overall, they're allowing a lot of yards and then through the air. But the Broncos have the overall better defense to me. And that's kind of what I'm going to lean towards. I'm leaning towards who has the better defense. I know that Bo Nix is a rookie and he's inexperienced. But if you look across, if you look on the other side, other than some of the vets they have, if you look at a key weapon that they have with Keon Coleman, he's inexperienced as well. He's a rookie, just like Bo Nix is, and Bo Nix has shown that no matter what the pressure is, he can make a play, he can make a difference. And if this run game gets going, and they're able to contain the run, because the Broncos aren't allowing a lot of yards on the ground, they're only allowing 96 yards per game on the ground. So this is a really good run defense, and the Bills like to run the ball with James Cook, with Ray Davis, and with Josh Allen. If they're able to contain it a little bit, then I believe they have a chance to win this game. And that's where I'm going. I'm going with the upset. I think the Broncos win this game. And I actually like the same score that Tyler has said, but the other way around. I think the Broncos win this 24-21.
All right, let me just respond.
Go ahead.
Y'all lunching. Like, come on, man. Ain't none of y'all been on the Broncos all year. Y'all see a couple games, Bo Nix. He just barely lost.
You're allowed to change when you see things differently.
If he ain't throw that
what we said in the preseason is what we said.
Oh, he's on the Bengals. He's on the Bengals.
Come on, man. That should have been the game. Should have been
tight though.
But even still, I know that's what y'all going off. Y'all just like whoa. But two things that I want to respond to that Dave said. One, he said Nick Benito gonna have so I'm asking you, one question is, do you think the Broncos gonna run a quarterback spy on Josh Allen, for one? And two, if they do, don't you think that's gonna take away from, because Benito probably gonna be checking Kincaid. They most likely, they probably should. Well, I don't know, Benito kind of fast. They probably should try to check him with him, but because if you try to check him with a safety or something, probably gonna be too small, because Kincaid is a little stocky and he fast. So do you think they're going to try to run a spy? If so, Josh Allen can probably, do something with that too.
I'm certain that they'll run a spy on him, but I don't think Nick Benito is going to be taken away from that. They've played other running quarterbacks this season. So I don't think that's going to be.
That's not the same type of running quarterback.
It's not. I'm not saying it is, but what I'm saying is I don't think that's going to take away from.
You talking about Tyler Huntley?
I ain't talking about Tyler Huntley. That ain't got nothing to do with that. I ain't got nothing to do with this conversation. Tyler Huntley didn't cross my mind.
The only one of the quarterback they played against for real was Anthony Richardson
and Lamar.
Oh yeah.
You seen what happened?
We know what happened. That's a different story. Lamar Jackson, the best running quarterback in the league. Period.
I mean,
you got something to say
with the Corey said. I knew they was going to have something.
I mean, did you? So no.
All I'm
But that's
saying
my
is,
thing. If they try to run the spy, I don't think it's going to work out good for them.
I
think
think
they're better when
I
the Eagles
agree.
drop back in coverage.
they
I
got
honestly-
6 sacks in the season, so I think it's not just Nick Benito. I think he's a huge piece of that part, but it's
Now,
not just him.
offensive
We got
line,
other
they're
guys
not
in the
getting
defense
home
that
like
can
that.
shot.
Go ahead,
It
Tyler.
would be a
Tell
travesty.
them about your team, Tyler.
No, I honestly
Yeah,
think they're gonna throw different looks at them. They're gonna confuse them. They're gonna bring different plays. They're not just gonna spy on the whole game. I don't see that happening. They'll make adjustments as they see fit.
They have an experienced coach. They have Sean Payton. He's an experienced coach. So
They
they have
have
another edge over there as well. So it's not as if they have a young team and they're inexperienced, but this team is riding on a high right now. You know, I think this team is motivated, and I think that they have a good chance to win this game.
That's the
Oh,
second
the
point.
Bills on a win streak too, though. We should forget about that too. Well, they just lost last game of the season.
To the second thing you said, Dave, you said you talked about 2 rookies, ours and Keon Coleman, and theirs and Bo Nix, and you was like they, pressure for both. The difference is one is a quarterback and one is a wide receiver. That's a big difference in pressure. Bo Nix got to make sure he make the right play, pretty much the whole game, because you give Josh Allen the ball too many times, we're going to probably go down there and score.
Yeah, but that's also why I mentioned the run game. If the run
Keon
game is
Coleman not
going,
going to have that much pressure on him as Bo Nix.
I got you. I don't disagree. But what I'm saying is the run game has a key part when it comes to Bo Nix. If the run game gets going, because like I said, y'all allow 115 yards per game. They only allow 96. If their run game gets going, then that means Bo Nix is going to be in play action, which is where he is at his best. So
run
if he's
game
into play action,
14-0.
that's your prediction. All I'm saying is, and you didn't even say, and you said that y'all were going to be close in the second half. So that means you don't even know what you believe in your team in the first half right now. Because you said that it was going to be close. Now you're saying it's going to be 14-0. You're only saying that because
what run game if it's going to be 14? That can happen.
Hey, I'm just going off of what you said. You pretty much contradicted yourself. You don't know if it's going to be close or if it's going to be or what's going to be a blowout. So, do you believe in your team or are you really nervous? You don't really know.
Well,
You're already nervous.
I'm nervous, but
he just said it's going to be 14-0 So he don't. How are you going to be nervous but say your team going to be a 14-0? That don't sound that don't matter.
That's all right. You ain't gonna talk me in circles.
You did that. That me.
I got that one.
You talking in circles. I just happened to say it. So that's your fault, sir.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Joe.
No, it's gonna be a good game.
And the best thing about it is everybody else on this panel is in the NFL chat. So 1:00 Sunday,
31
right there. There we go.
Yep.
So
I'll be here.
We got a few more games to get through, but we just want to thank y'all fellas for coming on, and we're gonna do our last word. So we're gonna start with you, Dave.
All right, my last word. I ain't got too much. I'm just putting somebody in the junior doghouse, which is Dave. That's it. That's all I got.
Put me in my own doghouse.
I'm
putting you in the doghouse for confusing yourself. That's what I'm doing.
I'm gonna have to put him in the junior doghouse.
You confuse yourself. That's why you're doing that.
I'll be back here, 31-21 Buffalo. Remember what I told you.
I do want to say this. Rushing yards allowed per attempt, per game could be like, per attempt though. The Bills are 19th and the Broncos are second. So I just want to put that in there. I thought I was gonna look at the stat to favor Dev, but it's snowing.
Joe, I knew that stat, but I didn't. That didn't matter to me.
I'm not worried about it.
But I do think I think the X factor Josh Allen is gonna be the difference.
I'll have to be him, but yeah, I'm just looking at how I saw the game.
Go ahead, Tyler.
I ain't got too much, man. 24-21 Broncos. That's how I see it. I flipped it.
Yeah, you missed that, Dave. He did flip it when you
did.
Oh yeah,
you did.
Yeah.
Joe, Tomo, we see y'all next year. We got some games.
Okay. Yes, sir.
Y'all on the schedule, so don't make that face, man. Don't look confused. Man.
Be careful what you ask for, man. That's all I'm saying.
I mean, last year I played the Broncos. I mean,
Vic with the Eagles.
I mean, when last time y'all beat us?
Vic with the Eagles.
How you threatening somebody, Tomo? With your team?
You My team going to the Super Bowl next year. You heard Micah?
What?
You going to the Super Bowl? Y'all heard Micah?
You crazy.
What's his name? Turpin?
Hey, Dan.
You want to
Hey,
get off the line on certain.
we gonna let some things fly, but you know how I used to be over here. That's
Oh,
all
yeah.
I'm gonna say.
I ain't
That's
never been
all
there.
I'm gonna say.
I've never been to Dallas.
Dave, we got the pictures. We got the pictures.
I can't wear a throwback jersey. I like the colors.
Nah, wait.
The
Hey,
throwback jersey.
Deb, what they say? You're allowed to change your mind, right? As you watch them
Exactly.
going. Hey, that's
You
that's
are.
that's
So you contradicted your statement, Dave?
You are.
Look,
I never
look,
said you
yo.
couldn't change your mind, but all I'm saying is we saw the picture. You tried to deny that you weren't a fan. I just had
I
to.
said I wore a
show it to you.
throwback jersey, a throwback Zeke jersey. That's
Come
it.
on, man. See, you still
I
in
want no
denial.
Zeke.
Joe, you tried to defend that. I
I
saw
was in
that.
a
You
flag
tried
football
to
league.
defend
And the
that.
Cowboys
He's in
drafted
a
me.
flag football. All right, fellas, man. We
Yes,
appreciate
AJ, that's what he
coming
said.
on, man.
Appreciate
Yeah,
y'all, man.
all right, man. We gotta move on to our next game, man.
Appreciate y'all, fellas.
All right, y'all. We appreciate y'all.
Oh man, bro, y'all boys are hilarious, man. Yeah, I said that, man. I had to hype it up right quick, man. You heard him. You heard him when AJ Brown did what he did with the bike situation. I heard what you said, AJ. But anyway,
Tomo had to represent for that. That's not Tomo thinking right now. He just put on his cowboy hat for a second.
yeah, I had to have my moment. Speaking of moments, the Corius, superstar member.
Yeah,
Hello?
where you at, man?
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah. Now, AJ, I hope you stick around because the fun is about to begin. Because Sunday at 4:30, your quarterback was out there. He was throwing dots and everything. They said the fans and everything. They opened up this practice to show that Hurts was out there throwing dots. They didn't do it for training camp, but they did it for this practice right before the wild card game. You got the NFC East champs, 14-3 Eagles going up against the team they opened the season against in Brazil. So you know the conditions and everything that they had to deal with when they were down there. However, they at the crib, as AJ would say. They at the link, as Kev would say. This team has not lost the playoff game at home. They're known for hanging banners. I mean, they're known for beating teams when they're at home in the playoffs. We got a special guest for this one as well. Not Kev. We got Trent. Decided to give it. We got Trent coming up to join us for this topic, but we got to talk about it. Jordan Love, Jalen Hurts, Saquon Barkley, Josh Jacobs. I was talking about Jacoby Jones. I started thinking about a whole nother game. But guys, we're trying to.
Let's bring him up.
Oh, you on this way? Oh,
there you go. How you feeling? I get you with the chairs.
How's it going?
What up, Trent?
all right. We
Hold on.
Nah, I got you, Joe. You doing something else? Yeah. Joe, I got you. We building this plane while we in the air.
Yes, sir.
How we doing?
You're doing good. So if
Hold on, good Tomo. How you doing, man?
Hey, I'm here, man. I'm here.
Okay.
Ready to get this, ready to move forward and look forward to the NFL playoffs. Get this college stuff out the way.
I was gonna say NBA.
or NBA, either one. But we Kings got to get there first.
Man, the Kings, man. Hey, 5-game win streak, so.
Hey. We all got love.
Christie season.
Oh, yeah. Nah, he is doing his thing. But we got to ask. We've been asking everyone. So we got to get right to it. Eagles, Packers. Who wins?
Yeah, unfortunately, I'm not a big fan of coming on here and talking good about the Eagles, but I do gotta give credit where credit's deserved. I think this Eagles football team remembers last season losing in the first round and kind of just a miserable ending to the season last year. So they're ready to right all those wrongs coming into the season. Obviously, going and getting Saquon Barkley, we know how that's worked out for them. Almost passing Dickerson's rushing season if Sirianni wasn't afraid. But that's another time. That's another story for another day. I think, I love Saquon. He went to Penn State, so much love for him. But I do think the Eagles are just too talented on both sides of the ball. The Packers, really only chance of winning this game, I think, is going to be establishing the run. You mentioned Josh Jacobs. He's been super hot the last 10 weeks. He's had 14 touchdowns in the last 10 weeks. And the Packers are a run-heavy team, 4th in the league in rushing. So clock management, keeping the ball out of this Eagles offense's hands is really the only way I see the Packers having a shot to win. the Packers defense never really lines up in man coverage, which is where Jalen Hurts, when he does have his inaccuracies, typically seems to struggle. So I don't have a lot of hope in this Packers defense slowing down this Eagles defense, or Eagles offense rather. I just think that the Packers need to run the ball, establish the run, hopefully not get down too early, and really keep the ball out of the playmakers' hands that the Eagles have on offense. So I'm going to give it to the Eagles. I'd say I'm going to go Philly 30, Packers 17.
I got a question for you, Trent. I know you say they had a horrible end to their season. Who they lose to again last year?
Yeah, first round of the playoffs, they came down to Tampa. And, they were I think they were 10-0 or 10-1 or something like that. Thought they were going to win the division, which they ended up doing, but somehow they were a wild card team. And, it just happens. But they did lose to Tampa in the first round. And, we have more matchups to talk about, but there is a potential for a rematch in the second round. So looking forward to that if possible.
I like that. Dave, who you got winning?
The Eagles. I don't. The Packers are missing Christian Watson and Jair Alexander. That's their best cornerback. He's out for the rest of the season, so they're not going to see him at all. And the Eagles are getting healthy all at the right time. Devontae Smith is available. AJ Brown is going to be there. Jalen Hurts is going to be there, and Saquon is fresh. A lot of starters sat in the last game. And this is their time. This is their time to shine. This is their time to show that they are on a Super Bowl run. This is what they said. They said that they didn't want to break that record in the last game, even though that would have been history for Saquon and also history for the Eagles because he would have done it in the Eagle uniform. But they said that they have bigger things to worry about. They want to focus on making a playoff run, and it starts here. They have the golden opportunity to make this happen because I don't see the Packers being able to stop Saquon. Do what he needs to do, even though they are pretty good rushing defense. I think they are this is a top 10 rushing defense that they have in the league right now. But I don't think that's going to stop Saquon to be able to do what he want to do. And then of course Jalen Hurts is back. He's no longer in concussion protocol. Remember last year when the Buccaneers beat the Eagles, AJ Brown didn't play. He's playing this time. Devontae Smith is healthy. Dallas Goedert, they got a lot of, and then this defense has improved from what they had last year as well. With Jalen Carter, who's a second-team All-Pro. You got the young guys, Quinyon Mitchell and Cooper DeJean. This defense has improved a lot. I just think that the Eagles have the better team, and I see them winning this game.
So, I got a lot to say about both these teams, but the last time my team was against this team, we all know how that story ended. Oh, would it be great to see the same thing happen to the Eagles on Sunday? Oh, that would be great. That would be so perfect because a lot of people are saying everything that I'm going to say as well. The Eagles have the better team. They have the better – the defense is doing their thing. You name some of the key pieces on that defense, Quinyon, Cooper, Jalen Carter. You got CJ doing his thing. I said CJ because Carl kept saying him. Giving him another name, and I was like, he's not a top 5 receiver, so I was calling him that. But Packers been in this position before. They already know what it is when it's time to go up there, and they probably find a way to rally together and make this a game. But if you ask me who I'm really picking, it's really going to come down to the running backs. If the Packers can establish that run game, like Trent said, it may be a long day because the Eagles are kind of a little shaky when it comes to their run defense. If you go back and look at the Dallas game, you can see that Rico Dowdle was making plays in that game. However, at the end of the day, the Eagles were the better team once the quarterback started to give up the ball. So I say this, both quarterbacks are coming off of injuries. One's coming off a concussion. Jalen, they say Love is dealing with a shoulder injury right now, and he's trying to bounce back from that. I say it's going to be a closer game than what most people are thinking. Some people are thinking it's going to be a blowout, but I do see the Eagles finding a way to win this one. Hopefully it doesn't come down to a field goal because we all know what's going on with field goal kickers, and it seems like the Eagles and their kicker are still trying to work some things out. But I think the Eagles find a way to win this game. Joe?
All right. So, look, for those who've been tuning into R2L since the beginning of the year, we made our predictions before the year. And we all made Super Bowl picks. And for those who don't remember, my Super Bowl matchup were the Baltimore Ravens against the Green Bay Packers. That was my Super Bowl matchup. And you know, I know my man Tyler flipped this pick, but I don't flip picks. So I'm going to stick with my pick, and it's the Green Bay Packers. All right? I'm picking the Packers to upset the Eagles. Sorry, AJ. Sorry, Kev. And for them to win this game, all right, number one, run the ball. Do what y'all been doing this whole year. Run the ball. When you look at the Eagles, Jalen Hurts barely throws the ball, right? Barely throws the ball. I think we went over the stat before on the show. He throws the ball. I mean, they run the ball more than anybody else in NFL. Far they throwing percentage is the least amount in NFL. Guess who's second least? It's the Green Bay Packers. They run the ball a lot. Josh Jacobs has been the best running back in the NFL this year, not named Derrick Henry, Saquon Barkley. He's been the best. So they got to use him. Even in the first game they played, although that defense was different, all right? Even though that first game they played, Josh Jacobs was having his way when they gave him the ball. So they got to feed Josh Jacobs. Number two, do not get off to a slow start. When you watch the Minnesota Vikings games, both games, watch both of the Detroit Lions games, both games, what happened? Green Bay was behind every single time playing catch-up. Now, the Eagles, they're famous for not starting fast. The Eagles' point differential in the first quarter last in the NFL. Sorry, 25th. They ain't last. No, they're 25th. The Green Bay Packers, they're first in the NFL. But when they play these good teams, they're not. So they have to start fast. Because if they're able to start fast and go up like they did against the Cowboys, right? Go up 14-0 or 17-3, they're gonna definitely heavily rely on Josh Jacobs. And lastly, and this is the main thing, Jordan Love, can you be accurate on third down? Can you be accurate on money downs? That Minnesota Vikings game, they were behind so many points because Jordan Love was not making the throws on third down. He was missing guys wide open. He was inaccurate that game. He was terrible. Then the second half, he picked it up. But we need you to do that early on in the game. So I'm going to pick the Green Bay Packers to win this game, and I'm going to say 27-23.
In the link?
In the link. I mean, this happened before. I remember a Green Bay Packers team rolled up to Philly and won. That's all I'm saying. This ain't the first time this happened. They had Michael Vick, Sean McCoy, Deshaun Jackson. I think they had Jeremy Maclin. They had all these superstars. Andy Reid, our head coach. That team was nice. Wild card Aaron Rodgers, 6 seed. Won Super Bowl that year too. And what?
I got a funny Philly story before we move on to the next game. I'm gonna keep it real brief. So I was in Philly one time for like Valentine's Day weekend, and I was walking past this hotel, and like Jeremy Maclin was standing at the valet, and you know how people want you to recognize who they is. So I was with a group of folks, and I was like, I think that's Jeremy Maclin. Like he heard me say it, but I was like, all right, and kept walking. So I looked back, and he was looking like, why you ain't try to ask for an autograph? And I was about to turn around and be like, I'm a Cowboys fan, bro. I don't care about y'all. I care about no Eagles. Get out of here. But
hey, real quick, I kind of respond to this real quick. Have they beaten a playoff team? They blew out the Texans. That's a playoff team, right? That count, right?
They definitely should count, right?
Like,
and the Texans are playing one of days.
Didn't they beat the Eagles week 1?
They lost.
Oh, they lost in Brazil.
They lost. That game was sloppy though. That game was.
This is really a big day for me though, because we're gonna see what.
Also, Davey Dallas, was AJ Brown hurt last year, or did he just quit on the team?
Ooh. Oh, shout out to Dave. Hey, Trevor watching. Hey, AJ Brown got a knee injury. Got hurt in practice.
Yeah, he
and
did.
You know what Mark say without AJ Brown? That's what Mark said. I'm just saying.
Hey, I'm just reporting what was told.
Understood.
They said, yeah, that's why he missed the game. That's it. That got nothing to do with me.
Understood.
Oh, my bad, AJ.
No. I gotta go. I gotta move on Trent and drop that bomb, man.
I know, right? I know.
Man. So we got to talk about a Texas Hold'em because this game right here is going to be a lot of poker faces because one team had high hopes coming into the season. They had a lot of off-season moves that were made. They had a rookie quarterback coming off one of the best rookie seasons, and then you got another team now with the Chargers who went out and found a coach, and it looked like he revitalized that locker room and how one of these quarterbacks play. So we got the Chargers at Texans Saturday at 4:30. No Beyonce halftime. So you don't got to worry about that one. But I want to start with you on this one, Joe. Who you got winning?
Hey, Kev, I agree. They are the worst playoff team, the Texans. They probably are the worst playoff team.
Hey, I'm
But
snatching the mic. I'm starting this off. You know, that's the team
go
that.
ahead.
Oh yeah, no, I'm
This
sorry.
the,
I
this the
forgot about
team.
that, Dave.
This the team
Oh
that
yeah,
I've
the
been.
Chargers. But
you
both
know,
of these guys.
Yeah, these my guys, man. It's Jim Harbaugh. My bad.
And the Texans head coach.
Yeah,
there you
these
go.
are both my guys, but I'm going with I'm going with the team that seems to be more ready right now. The team that looks like they're actually playing well. The Texans have not been playing well this season. CJ Stroud, I don't necessarily believe in. He has not played well this year. He's been shout out to Joe. I have to give this to Joe every single time because going into the season, he said that CJ Stroud was going to struggle. He was going to have a sophomore slump, and that's exactly what he had. Now I get it. He did have some injuries that happened to his team this year. You know, Tank Dell was out at times. He had Nico Collins out at times. He had Stephon Diggs out at times. But there were times where he had all these guys, and he was still struggling. I have to continue to go back to that game against the Lions when Jared Goff threw 5 interceptions in that game, and they still lost.
That's wild.
That to me was just crazy because the defense was making plays, but the offense could not score, and that's because CJ Stroud could not make any plays. Even though that the run game was okay, but the run game didn't make a difference. But CJ Stroud, he does not look like the same quarterback that we saw last year in the rookie. He looked more confident last year. When he went into the playoffs, they were on a win streak, you know, and they pretty much got it because the Jaguars choked it away. But he showed in that playoff game against the Browns that he was here. He made a stamp on that rookie season that he had, and it was a phenomenal rookie season. But now this year, he doesn't look like the same quarterback. He looks like Bryce Young last year, and Bryce Young looks like him this year. If you look at how Bryce Young had played in these last few weeks, even though the Panthers are terrible, he played a lot better than CJ Stroud did. And remember last year, there were a lot of questions about did the Panthers make the right pick by getting Bryce Young? Did the Texans make the right pick by getting CJ Stroud? You know, we heard that. Remember, Lovie Smith got fired because they lost that pick. I think the Chargers are going to win this game simply because this team seems to be more motivated. There seems to be more. They just seem to be more ready for this moment. Even though the Texans had a playoff win last year, and the last time the Chargers were in this, they lost because they squandered the lead. And of course, Justin Herbert was the quarterback during that time. But Justin Herbert this year has not really turned the ball over that much. He's had a really good season and has been under the radar for real. And that's without having what most people consider top offensive weapons because he lost Keenan Allen. Mike Williams is gone, and they didn't know who the running back was going to be because Austin Eckler went and signed with the Commanders, and they didn't know what they were going to have this year. J.K. Dobbins went and got another injury and was out for the season, and then Gus Edwards had to step up, and then they had other running backs that had to step up. But then you had Ladd McConkey, the rookie out of Georgia, who come in and he started shining. And then you had Quentin Johnson, who everyone was calling trash last year because he just couldn't do nothing, and he stepped up this year. And then you look at the defense, you look at the personnel they have back there. They still got Khalil Mack, they still got Joey Bosa. They got guys back there. They got one of the best safeties in the league back there in Derwin James. So they got all the pieces they need to compete. And I just think that with Jim Harbaugh there, you know, he's going to hype up Justin Herbert, and I think that's going to be the key to the Chargers winning that game.
Trent?
Yeah, no, everything that Echo and Dave's point. Chargers, I think, are just the most ready team. They're averaging over 34 points in their last 3 games on offense. Of course, you got the Patriots and the Raiders, so the sample size is a little skewed, but that third 35-point performance was against the Broncos defense. So I think they're clicking on all cylinders. It's really weird because I did watch that game that the Chargers got essentially thumped by Tampa, and since then they've been playing completely different football. I love Ladd McConkey, as Dave alluded to, great receiver for them. And I think Dobbins is trending to play this weekend, so they should be healthy on all offense. Defense, again, can be susceptible to getting torched at times, but with the playmakers and Derwin James on that defense, I do like the Chargers. To your point about CJ Stroud, he's been very inaccurate this year. He's accuracy percentage up there with Bryce Young and Anthony Richardson and Trevor Lawrence and a bunch of other guys you don't want to be in the same category with. So just based on trending and the way the season has been so far, it's hard to say that the Texans are going to come in and win. I think if they do win, It's going to be on that defense. They're going to have to make Herbert uncomfortable. They do have some good corners and some good defensive players. I know you got Stingley out there. So I think the Texans defense is really going to have to be the one to keep them in it if they want to do it. But I just don't see them keeping up on offense with what the Chargers have been putting out there. So I think it's going to be a really high-scoring game. I would say Chargers are going to win, though. We'll go 35-25.
Joe?
Yeah, so the Chargers should win this game, but as much as we are killing like CJ Stroud, we can't forget what happened with Justin Herbert in his first playoff game. You know, he was up all those points. Trevor Lawrence threw 3 interceptions. Just like you just said, Dave, right? the Lions threw 5 interceptions and still won that game. Well, Trevor Lawrence threw 3 in the first quarter, and they still won that game. You know, so, and a lot of people blame the coach for not running the ball. Like, think about this, y'all. I'm going to blame the coach for not running the ball, which is a fact. But where does the quarterback falls into that? Because the ball was in your hands to make the plays, all right? And he did not make those plays. So I'm going to like strictly evaluate Justin Herbert in this game. I do think they'll win though, because the Texans are just a sloppy football team. Like they just play a bunch of ugly games. Now early in the season they were winning a lot of close games, and I said. Like before the season, I said they're gonna miss the playoffs, but you know they division some trash. But I said, Messi, I'm like, yo, they look like last year Eagles team, who just sliding by all these games, just sliding by. And I had a feeling they were going to tank at the end of the season. Now they ain't going on losing streak like Philly did, but they were losing down the stretch of the season, you know. So luckily they are in the AFC South. No, AFC South. They wouldn't even be in the playoff. They gave the Colts a chance to win the division, which is crazy, you know. But I'm gonna go with them, man. I think for the key for the Texans to win this game, they gotta feed Joe Mixon. Joe Mixon's have been good. I think he's been a 4th best running back in the league this year, behind when healthy, behind Josh Jacobs, Derrick Henry, and Saquon Barkley. He's been really good when they use him, you know. But I think the Chargers are well coached. I think the Eagles does a good job. The Texans do got a good defense, but so does the Chargers. I agree with Trent that the Chargers defense can be suspect sometimes, breaking that secondary, right? But they've been consistent for the most part all year, except when they played Tampa a couple of weeks ago. But I'm going with the Chargers. I think Justin Herbert will play well, but if he doesn't, I'm gonna be on this line next week.
I think it's gonna be well deserved because of all the praise and which this team has turned around. I know we are talking about this playoff game last year, but think about that Chargers team last year. They were finding ways to lose games regardless of. Most people would say it was the coach. There were a lot of games where they lost by 1 point or less, I think, last year. And then you got Harbaugh coming in, then he rally up the team, and you see how they just playing better. Now, if it comes down to the running game, like I said, I agree with you, Trent, on if JK is playing and he's healthy, then they got a shot there because I think Gus is also supposed to play as well. So now you're talking about 2 backs versus the one that the Texans have with Joe Mixon. And it's something about that AFC South and them just giving away the division. Because you said the Colts almost had a chance, right? It's kind of funny if you really want to reverse back, what happened with the Jaguars? They did the same thing for the Texans. They kind of gave it to them. It's like they just playing musical chairs with who wins the division. I think the Texans lose this game, and I think they lose bad because of that. It has to be a wake-up call for this team, and I think that is what's going to drive them into the offseason. The Chargers are going to win this game. I think it's going to be, in football, they say 7 points. 7 to 10 points is a blowout, but I think the Chargers win this by at least 17 points. Because of the coach that they have on that sideline. Like, he's going to have this team ready. He's going to probably show them that game last year, that last playoff game when they lost to the Jags and said, y'all better than that. Everybody on this team is better than that. We know what the Texans are bringing in here, but we're the Chargers, and we're going to make this thing happen. And if you think about that division that they in, they're like the Broncos got to play, the Chiefs are playing. So who's to say we don't deserve to be here as well? So I think he's just going to have this team overly motivated, and they're going to find a way to win.
And Trent, as a Vic college guy, you too, I know you're a Vic college guy too. CJ Stroud has never beaten John Harbaugh. Never beat him.
Jim Harbaugh.
Sorry. At Michigan. When he was in Michigan, he never beat him in Michigan. So I want to keep that in mind. He never beat him in Michigan. And I found this out today. Guess what? The whole defensive coaching staff, guess where they came from?
Michigan.
Michigan.
Yeah, I knew that.
That's wild. So that's hey, I'm just saying, you know,
Who's got it better than us?
Nobody.
dang day.
I know.
Man, what?
Hey,
Look, man.
The
Look.
good old days.
I still root for Jim Harbaugh. That ain't gonna change.
good thing you're in the AFC, right?
Exactly. I'm glad he's there and not in the NFC.
You're right.
You know. Well, we're gonna take it back to the NFC with this next game we got coming up. It's quarterbacks and teams who have a point to prove. Well, we all know, unless you're living under a rock, as far as what's going on in California, so we all know that this game had to be moved to Arizona because of the wildfires. And thoughts and prayers to everybody that's involved in this tragic situation, because of course, you know, it's nature. You can never control what happens there. But we got the Vikings at the Rams Monday night. It's going to be in Arizona, so they're going to be on a neutral ground, so neutral playing field. So I got to ask you, Joe, who wins this game?
Going with the Rams, man. So I rewatched that first game, and I know everybody high on the defense, the Vikings defense, but the Rams, they were cooking that defense up. Especially Puka Nacua and when Stephon Gilmore's matchup. Oh, I feel bad for Stephon Gilmore. I'm not gonna lie. Puka was eating him up, and that was Puka Nacua's first game back from injury. It was one play where Matthew Stafford overthrew Puka, and he came out of the game and he just went in the shade. He was tired, you know. So Sean McVay, the whole team took a week off. Even Sean McVay did not even call plays last week. He gave it to Mike LaFleur. So they all took a week off, meaning they were preparing for this playoff game right here against the Vikings. So they will be actually ready for it. They will be ready for the Vikings. But that's my man, brother Jacob shut up right on time. All right, I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. I know we was talking. You know, I'm sorry. I'm going with the Rams. But also Sam Darnold. All right, he did play well the first time they played around. He did play well. What hurt the Vikings the first time around, in my opinion, was third down penalties. They had a lot of third down penalties that extended drives for the Rams. You know, they did do a good job against Kyle Williams in the running game. Kyle Williams was kind of effective, but he wasn't explosive at all that game. Really, they kind of shut it down. But the receivers, Matthew Stafford was having a field day on that defense, and seeing them a second time. Come on, man. It's usually against that defense. It's usually better the second time around, except when you're Detroit Lions. So I'm gonna go with the Rams. I think the Rams will be more prepared. I think Kevin O'Connell, he has to show me, because last time I saw him in the playoff, he lost to the New York Giants, Daniel Jones Giants. So that's in the back of my mind also. So I'm gonna roll with the Rams to win that game.
Dave?
I strongly dislike the Rams. Let's just get that straight. I am, for those who are tuning in, if you don't know who the team I root for, it's the 49ers. And we don't like the Rams whatsoever. Okay? We got swept by them this year.
Bang, bang.
You know, first time in a while, but it's all good. But I think the Rams win this game. I got to be honest about it. I think the Rams win this game. I don't see what the Vikings going to be able to do to stop Puka and Cooper Kupp. I don't see it, honestly. Yes, this defense is really good. It is. But I also look back at that game, and it was nothing they could really do to stop Puka. It was really nothing. It doesn't matter who you put on him. He was making it difficult for every single corner in that game. Does not matter. And I think that's going to be the same thing now. Matthew Stafford, you know, he's feeling good right now. A lot of people are talking about all the other teams in the NFC that can make the Super Bowl. People forget last time the Rams were in the playoffs that, you know, Matthew Stafford won a Super Bowl. So
they did it last year.
Well, other than
Detroit.
Other than last year, if you look at what Matthew Stafford is doing, he's another quarterback that can easily make that run to the Super Bowl this year. Not saying that it's going to happen, but it's possible because this defense has improved. They had some rookies that was there last year that came back this year, and they played really good this year as well. They got my guy Cam Kitchens out of University of Miami, a rookie who played really well this year as a safety. And Yeah, Akila Witherspoon is an underrated corner who also came from the 49ers. So that's another guy that I'm familiar with. And Kyron Williams has really come on late in the season for real. My Niners have seen it both times. So I know what he can do for real. And I just, like Joe said, for me, I'm questioning Sam Darnold and Kevin O'Connell. I'm just going to be honest about it. For me, is Sam Darnold going to show up as the quarterback we've seen in the first, 10, 11 weeks of the season? Or is he going to be the quarterback that we saw in that last game against the Rams, where he was pretty much seeing ghosts? That's the Sam Darnold that I'm used to seeing. So which one are we going to see? And Kevin O'Connell, he still got to prove that he's a really good coach, because he has to win this game. You can't go into a game when your team is 14-3, even though you're on the road. You're 14-3 on the road going against the Rams, and you got to show that your team is really one of the best teams in the NFC. You got Justin Jefferson, you got Jordan Addison, you got all the weapons that you need to be able to make a difference in this game. So you got to show up and show out. So, but I got the Rams winning this game, and I think it's going to be close.
Trent?
Shout out to Jared Verse too.
Yeah, this is definitely such a tough game to call. I could see it going either way.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go with the Rams as well, and that's for the sole fact that I've been saying all season that if the Rams sneak into the playoffs, they're a team that I wouldn't want to see. Reason being is you just have that experience of Matthew Stafford being the oldest quarterback in the playoffs, and then you have two elite wide receivers in Puka Nacua and Cooper Kupp, complemented by that running game of Kyron Williams. So if the Vikings win this game, I'm not going to be shocked. I think Dave hit it on the head perfectly. The big matchup for me is going to be Justin Jefferson and Jordan Addison versus Witherspoon and Williams, those Rams corners. I think when you look at offensively and defensively, the Vikings are a more well-rounded team, but I'm just not going to bet against Stafford and the Rams. I think they're hungry to win this game and have that matchup in Detroit that they're looking to get back to from last year. So I got the Rams in a close one. I'm going to go Rams. I'll go Rams 26, Vikings 23. And it's going to be unfortunate for the Vikings because how crazy is it that you basically win or you lose 2 games all season and then you lose back-to-back games to end your season. So that's a narrative that, is I'm looking forward to, I guess. I just think that was a big playoff. That was a playoff game in itself last week with the Vikings and the Lions, and to come out and look as flat as they did, that just wasn't the motivation I wanted to see traveling even farther now to Arizona.
Here's the thing, though. When they lost to the Rams the first time, they lost to Detroit the week before that.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy.
So that'd be there's another narrative for you.
Yeah, I remember that. They went on that 2-game losing streak, and everybody's like, oh, the Vikings are frauds. I mean, we had a topic. Yep. Are they frauds?
I will say this, too. I mean, the Vikings, every time Sam Darnold lines up behind center, he's basically at a live job interview. So the fact that you're going to go ahead and, go 13-2, 14-2 in your season and then potentially get rid of a guy who just got you there.
That's true.
So
I'm not going to lie. Go ahead, sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, that there's a lot of story here. There's a lot of story to unravel here. I think that's the beautiful part about this matchup is there's a lot of storylines surrounding it. So I'm excited for it.
I'm not gonna lie. I know you gotta move on, y'all, and I ain't got rebuttal because this is a whole different topic. If I'm the Vikings, I don't care how good Sam Darnold play, I might not keep him.
Yeah, you're right. That is a whole nother topic. So I'm gonna give my get my spiel because the real matchup is here. We got Mark backstage, so I'm gonna just say I got the Rams winning this one, and they probably win it by 10 points. So I'm gonna go with the Rams winning by 10. Yeah, Sam Darnold showed us last week who he was supposed to be all season. When big moments happen, them ghosts gonna come back up.
I hope he does. It's gonna be a shootout, I think.
I mean, entertainment wise, I hope so, but I'm going with 10 points.
I thought last week was going to be a shootout, and it clearly wasn't.
You're right.
That's Detroit, though. But they defense. You're right. $10 kind of scarred me too a little bit in that game.
All right, so the moment we've all been waiting for. Joe had his hat on all show. I know he can't wait for this one. We got Mark backstage. We're gonna bring Mark up. But as I doing the hold on. Where the chairs at? I got you, Mark.
I'll get the cheers.
There you go. No
What's
excuses.
up, man?
I'll get the cheers. No excuses. We good.
You got
Okay.
So the title says full circle moment. And if you've been paying attention or you've been listening to a certain coach, Joe, you probably heard him say it. This is a full circle moment for a young quarterback. He started his season against this team, or was that week 2? I think that was week 1, right? Y'all played them week 1? Yep. You started week 1. You all went down there. He was young. He lost this game. And what better way to start off the playoffs week 1 than against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who are finding ways to win games as well. They got Mike Evans his incentive. You've seen them turn up after they got that 1,000-yard receiver, Mr. Consistency. That should be his nickname. But we also got Rookie of the Year on the other side. And then, as Mark would say, a Super Bowl envisioning team with the Washington Commanders. So Sunday at 8 p.m., we got Jaden Daniels and the Commanders going down to Tampa Bay where the cannons go off to face Baker Mayfield and the Tampa Bay Bucks. I really don't know how to do this one. But, Mark, you are the newest person on the panel right now, so we're going to start with you. Mark, tell us why y'all going to lose this. Why y'all going to win this game.
All right, man. Look, first time we met, it was like, it's the first game I ever played in NFL, And on top of that, what team have we lost to twice this year? Like you would say, oh, we lost to the Eagles twice. No, we lost to the Cowboys twice, Giants twice. No, not going to lose to the same team twice. That's the biggest reason right there. We're not gonna lose to the same team twice. You don't have a young pup back there at quarterback. Not saying that he's a seasoned vet or anything like that. This is the first playoff game, so we don't know what to really expect. But I know for a fact that he's not Dak-ish. So I'm sorry, my bad, Tomo.
You see, now you want to swerve and bend that corner. Whoa.
My bad. He's not.
Might have to let the clip go. Go ahead.
We're not about to do that. So I do got us winning this game, and I don't think it's going to be like because the first time we played, I rewatched the whole game in the all 22s just to see what was going on. First half, they was moving the ball real easy. Second half, it got like a lot tighter, and they started to catch on. But then again, we had Ben St. Juste and Emmanuel Forbes as cornerbacks those games. Now we have Mike Sanders there. He played in the slot role, but they really didn't throw the ball his way too many times. Now that he's playing outside, they got Marshawn's coming back. Last 4 times that Mike Evans and Marshawn Lattimore met, Marshawn he got the best of Mike, and they both coming off they both got a little hamstring injuries. But I think it's gonna be fine. I think it's gonna be a nice hard fought game. But them without Godwin and the injuries that they have in the cornerbacks, and I think one of your safeties might not even play. I don't think they'll be able to beat us this time. He's ran a lot the last time. He didn't keep his head up. Now when he run, your cornerback's gonna be more afraid. So when he keep his head up, you're gonna throw the ball deep. It's gonna be some big plays in this game. I got us winning. It's gonna be a high scoring game. I think I'm gonna say 35-28. So.
Trent?
I'll go.
Command.
Trent, the higher seed. Gotta respect the higher seed. Third seed, by the way. I'm gonna go with us, obviously, because I'm NCAA gear. All right. Well, what worries me this game is Baker just a playmaker, dog. That's one thing about playmaker. He got guts. He one of them dudes that just won't quit. Like the first time he played Baker, he avoided like 5 sacks. He looked like Mahomes in the pocket. You know how Mahomes be evading sacks and then find open man? That's what he was doing against us. But Baker, nobody's talking about this. He also led the league in interceptions too. He would throw you the ball. So I think that the key for us against the key that sounds familiar almost. The key that for us,
Not my moment.
Is when Baker gives us an opportunity, we got to take advantage of it. Like Mark said, I think the first matchup, obviously both teams have changed. I believe the Buccaneers run game is much better since the first matchup. I believe the Buccaneers O-line is performing a lot better since the first matchup because we got a lot of pressure on Baker that first game. But I do feel a lot comfortable because we are fully healthy. Obviously, minus Noah Brown, who's out for the year, but we are fully healthy, and the Bucks are not. Bucks are banged up a little bit in the secondary. They might be missing both of their safeties. I'm not sure. Trent could probably update with us for that. But two of their safeties are hurt, and I think one of their cornerbacks are hurt, like Mark said. So they got an injured secondary. But everybody's talking about Jaden Daniels. He's a rookie. It's a different ball game. I think he's gonna be just fine. I really do. I think he'll be just fine. He's the most poised quarterback that I remember seeing in my life. If y'all can name a different one, tell me. But he's poised in every single moment. Just look at him on fourth down. 8 for 8. He perfect on fourth down, y'all. It's crazy. The Commanders are the best fourth down team in the NFL. You got to be poised to be that, right? As a quarterback. So I think, and then he has a lot of moments. I think this game is going to be similar to the Bengals game that we had in week 3. I really do. I think it's going to be a shootout. I see it being like Mark said, but I see it being closer, probably like about a field goal or 4 points, like 38-35, 35-32, something like that. Not 32, 35, yeah, probably 35-31, something like that. So I'm going to go with us, though. I got us winning, getting the upset, and moving on to the second round.
Go ahead, Trent.
Yeah, so obviously to even add to the arc of the full circle moment, Jaden Daniels in Washington is a big reason Tampa's even the division champions right now. So a team that got you, a team that you lost to week 1, a team you assisted getting the playoffs, and now a first round matchup. I agree with everything the panel has said this far. As far as health goes, both teams are healthier than they've ever been. The Bucs are going to be getting Cade Otton back for the first time in a couple of weeks. So it's going to help us out on offense. Winfield Jr. will play, and Jamel Dean will be back as a corner. So Jordan Whitehead, the safety, he unfortunately was in a car accident a few weeks ago, so he's done for the year. So we will be losing him. And that's been the big thing this year on defense. The defense has really struggled with the passing game. Rushing game has really turned itself around, but the Todd Bowles defense is just really non-existent at the moment because he hasn't had the guys out on the field that he needs out there to run his defense. You got Vita Vea dropping in coverage. We've been given so many different looks this season trying to figure it out. I'm really excited to have a defense back that's ready to go and healthy. With that said, Jaden Daniels, clearly not the guy he was week 1, but, Bucky Irving isn't the guy he was week 1. Jalen McMillan isn't the guy he was week 1. So Jalen McMillan's had 7 touchdowns in the last 5 games. Only other player to do that was Jamar Chase. So it's going to be a great matchup. You got the Mike Evans and Lattimore matchup, Tyson versus Fury. And then it'll be fun. So I can't expect Lattimore to go out there and necessarily lock down Mike because his hamstring's still kind of growing back together. But it's going to be a good game. McMillan on Sandersill, Evans on Lattimore. It's exactly the outside matchups you want if you're a Commanders fan. To Joe's point, I think the Bucs really win this game by staying balanced on offense, running the ball. The offensive line has been great. Baker holds on to the ball, but he's also been getting it done with his legs. Had a career high in rushing yards last week against the Saints. So pocket collapses. He's definitely making better decisions. As far as interceptions go, he is he was tied for first, Joe. So not the sole leader. But shout out Kirk Cousins. But he definitely needs to protect the ball in these situations, especially come playoffs. You can't, protecting the ball is the golden rule. So it's a heck of a storyline. It's a heck of a matchup. I'm excited. I have nothing but respect for Washington, and I do think the Bucs win. I'm going to say it's going to be a close game. I'm going to say Tampa Bay wins 33-30. So I think every single game, side note, if you've been paying attention to my predictions, one of my bold predictions is every single wild card game is going to go over other than the Ravens Steelers. So I think a lot of games are going to be high scoring this wild card weekend. But to your point, the Commanders are playing well. Jaden Daniels is obviously a stud. Week 1, Todd Bowles sent the house with the blitzes. So that's going to be really the name of the game, is keeping Jaden Daniels contained, making sure we don't let him out of the pocket and use his legs to really kill us, because Tampa has struggled with scrambling quarterbacks and haven't seen too many like Jaden throughout history.
Yeah, see, he's going to send the house again. He's definitely going to send the house. Kirk Hansberry said his whole goal is to make sure Jaden Daniels beat the blitz. That's what he said.
I think it's a you couldn't have asked it to the point. Both teams are it's really like the two teams looking in the mirror. I mean, both teams are finally healthy, the healthiest they've been. You got the games ending last week where, both teams ending on a high note. Terry McLaurin catches the touchdown for the franchise record. Mike Evans ends the game on the 1,000 yards. So the trajectory that you're sending in from week 18 into the wild card is obviously buzzing.
Mm-hmm.
Let me stop you right there, though, Trent. One team was going up against a third-string quarterback. Go ahead, Joe.
And
the Bucs were too.
Technically, they were too. and real quick, little history lesson. a little history lesson. The Commanders haven't won a playoff game since 2005, and it was in Tampa against the Buccaneers. The year after the Buccaneers won the Super Bowl.
Another history lesson, the Buccaneers have been in the playoffs 7 times since 2000, and every first-round matchup has been against a team from the NFC East.
Who did it, though?
Well, technically, a couple teams. Technically, you and the Rams.
I know.
But the Rams were later on.
I'm just trying to hold on to my crown in the NFC East right now.
Kellen Moore masterclass, baby.
We're going to see what he can do against them Packers.
They look at you like, but who did it, though, in the second round? So right, Dave?
I ain't got to say nothing.
We prepping for the draft, Dave. We ain't worried about them. Go ahead.
Oh, we prepping for the draft. They not used to that, man. Go ahead.
Nah, I'm going to let Dave go. Go ahead, Dave.
I don't
see you going here. You making the lowest seed go. Oh, dang. Go Dave.
Joe did that. Go ahead. I ain't
He
even
did.
do that.
He continued to take shots. Just continue to take shots. Oh goodness. I think the Commanders win this game.
Woo!
I think the Commanders win this game.
I apologize, Dave.
I like how. Nah, it's too late now. I do like how the Commanders have answered that 3-game losing streak that they had, because they had a 4-game losing streak. Sorry, but they had a 4-game losing streak, and it was a request put in from the guy beside me to put the Commanders in the doghouse, and they responded. And they have responded very well. The defense has played better. They still have times to where they don't necessarily they aren't containing the run as much as they need to, but the passing defense has gotten better. That's along with Mike Sanders still, and with Marshawn Lattimore making plays. Even though he hasn't played every single game since he's been there, but the games he's played, he's made a difference. And then if you look at the run game, Bijan Robinson has been running pretty well. And then if you look at that, the game before the last game, Jaden Daniels made plays to make sure that they won that game. And that, to me, was a pressure. That was a pressure game for me. That showed you that the guy was like, I don't care what it takes, put the ball in my hands. I'm going to make sure I make a play so we can win this game. And I think that's going to be the same thing when it comes to this game. I think it's going to come down to Jaden Daniels having to make a play. And he hasn't shown me that he's not capable of making a play. So I'm going to go over what I've seen. Yes, he's a rookie, but he has made plays. There's a reason why he's won the Offensive Rookie of the Week almost every single week he's played in the NFL this season. He has just been that good. Now I'm not here to say he's the greatest rookie we've ever seen. That's not my argument. That has nothing to do with me. That's between Joe and whoever else has been in that.
He lied. Oh boy.
But he has had a phenomenal rookie season this year. He has broken records when it comes to Commanders. He's broken rookie quarterback records this season, and all of that is a lot. And this is the first time they've been in this position since 1991. That's also the last time that they won a Super Bowl. So this is not me saying that they're going to make a Super Bowl, but I think that they're at least going to win their first playoff game this season. And this is all a season where no one expected them to be in this position. Mark, I'm not counting you. I'm saying when we talk about the media, when we talk about how the world felt about the Commanders, no one thought that the Commanders were ready to be able to make a difference this season. But Jaden Daniels came in and proved that wrong. And then if you look at then another thing y'all didn't mention was in that first game against the Bucs, Terry McLaurin wasn't necessarily involved.
Nope.
Now he has a great relationship with Terry McLaurin to where he knows that if he just throw it up, Terry McLaurin is going to make a play. So you have that going. Then you got Zach Ertz, who's been making plays. He scored a touchdown in every game the last 6 weeks or so. He's made plays, and you got Austin Eckler making plays, whether it's on special teams or on the offense. And you got Frankie Louvu making plays on the defense. You still got Bobby Wagner. That's a defensive. He's a Super Bowl champion. He has the knowledge that he's a leader. You have leaders on the defense. That I think that's enough to be able to compete against what Baker and them have. Because yes, you got Mike Evans, you got Baker, you got Bucky Irvin, but like you said, the safeties might not be there. So if you look at how the teams are, which team is more healthy, the Commanders are more healthy right now. So I'm going to go with the more healthier team and the team that I think is, the team that I believe will make more plays than that.
You said, Dave, this team hasn't made the playoffs hasn't won a playoff game since when? 2005?
That's
right. They haven't. Okay, Joe said that. And you said, what you say about 91?
I said that's the last time they won a Super Bowl.
91.
Yeah, 91.
Like House Party 2 came out in 91.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Jungle Fever came out in 91.
Mm-hmm.
And the Commanders feeling a little Jungle Fever, right?
I might say they might have Jungle Fever right now.
Todd Bowles was on that team, right?
Hey, he
New
was.
Jack City also came out in 1991.
He definitely was, huh?
New Jack City also came out in 91 too. Mark, with your Super Bowl aspirations, you already know what quote I'm about to say. But this young man has definitely progressed throughout the season. We've watched Joe come on here countless episodes with the shades. We've seen Mark expectations go through the roof. We've seen Decorius do some things as well. Decorius has done everything with the Commanders except become a superstar member.
Exactly.
Okay, Decorius. But besides that, we've always said it. One thing about Jaden Daniels, each week he's gotten better. One game he looks like he can't do this. The next week he goes in and he improves on that. I say all that to say this. It's going to be a close game. I've seen him make plays to win games, but I think Todd Bowles is going to find a way to stop this young man, and then you all are going to go into the offseason. You can shake your head all you want, man. I think the Bucs are going to win this game, and it's going to be another one of those nail biters, but I think you all are going to come out on the opposite end of this one. Instead of it being, oh, we won, JD5, we alive, you can be like, JD5 is my guy. That's all y'all going to be saying because y'all going to be right there walking towards the couch. I think Baker's going to find a way.
So, yeah.
There you go. So, yeah, I think Baker's going to find a way to make this make a play because you said he is a playmaker. And if you think about the few games that he's been in, and I think back to when he played Cooper Rush and the Cowboys, when they got the ball, if it wasn't for a strip fumble from Deron Bland, Baker was going to move down that field and win that football game. And if you think about when we played you all, what happened with Mariota, he found a way to do a quick little sneak, and then he got in the field goal range, and then he threw the actual touchdown. So I've seen both teams do it on the offensive end, but I think the defensive end with Todd Bowles and how he's going to actually find a way to get to Jaden is going to make the difference.
Hey, can somebody put that comment up by Kev?
Hating from the couch is crazy. But
he said, what's Mariota's passing rating on the season with the same weapons? Well, I know Tanner McKee passing rating is higher than Jalen Hurts right now. But go ahead, Mark.
I can't fight that fight because they both was on my team.
and Tanner McKee played 2 games. All it's like Mariota. Go ahead, Mark.
I said I'm not. It's nothing I can really, it's nothing to rebut. They got their picks. They believe what they believe. I know I got my picks. I know the path to the Super Bowl, and it's just one game at a time. One game at a time. As long as I got JD5, I'm alive. The vibes. I got nothing to say, really.
All right, so keeping it short and simple. Again, all these guys are in the NFL chat. If you want to continue with the conversation, you know how to join the chats. And if you don't, we're going to tell you right before we end this episode. But I want to say thank all of our guests, but I want to say special shout out to you, Trent, for sticking on through the several games. And shout out to you, Mark. We're going to get into our last words. Carl, you crazy. Go ahead, Mark.
Look, I'm gonna say this. it's been real. You know, it's real nice to wake up, you know, and have a team that got 12 wins. Also, it's really nice to have a team that have full Pro Bowlers. I mean, all pros, I should say. I know in the beginning of the season, I predicted we'd have 2, and the 2 people I predicted actually got got the vote. So it was Terry McLaurin and Frankie Louvu. But now you got 2 more, so it was 4 that even exceeded my expectations. My crazy expectations, the Commanders exceeded that. The win total, the All Pros, the Rookie of the Weeks, he broke the record on that. So I mean, the story is being written right now, and we're witnessing history. And right now, Tomo, you're on the wrong side of it because you've been hating. But it's okay.
I've been hating.
You're right.
You know, you and Carl, y'all don't realize what it is when it's, when greatness really comes about, So just, after the dub, it's been real, Trent, it's been nice. Last time, 2005, but, see how that game ended with Sean Taylor.
2020.
The last dynamic player we had that was really on the defensive end. Now the best offensive player on the offensive end gonna do the same thing. So we're gonna take the dub, and then we're gonna go on to the next week, and we're gonna win that, and then we're gonna go on to the next week, and we're gonna win that, and then boom, Super Bowl. Y'all see, it's okay though. It's okay. That's my last words. Go Wizards. That's my team. I like it. Tank for flag.
All right, Trent.
Yeah, 2005 was a good win, but 2020 that was a good loss too. So
yeah, we lost.
Don't forget about 2020. Anyway, though, I'll give y'all the benefit of the doubt with Taylor Heineke. It's all good.
Nah, they had the best defensive player. You heard, Mark.
Yeah, you
2005. 05, we had Sean Taylor.
Nah, 2020, you had Chase Young.
Oh, what baby? Oh, what Tom?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, well, a couple things. Final words. Number one, always a pleasure being on here on Refuse to Lose. Enjoy talking football. Exciting time. NFL playoffs are here. College football playoffs are on right now. I do want to say, not to toot my own horn, but in the Bucks preseason show, I did have a prediction where the Buccaneers were going to be – the Buccaneers historically, the last 2 seasons, were dead last in NFL rushing. And I made a comment that the Bucs would have a top 10 rushing offense this season. And they finished – currently, I think they're in 4th in rushing yards. So shout out Liam Cohen for turning that offensive around and making us a more balanced offense. It's a beautiful thing when you can hand the ball off and expect more than 3.5 yards a carry every once in a while. So shout out to Liam Cohen for that. And the last thing I want to say is NFL playoffs are amazing. Never change it. There's been so much chatter with how the college football playoff has been handled this year. And I think they're going to get it right. Eventually, this is year 1, but there needs to be some type of strength of schedule in college football playoffs, monitoring. The reason we can look at the NFL and make such educated decisions is because everyone has the opportunity to play each other. We have some divisions where you're playing you're playing twice a year, and then the common opponents outside of that. So really hoping that the college football playoff model can start to learn from the NFL and get some of these people out of the conference rooms, actually out onto the field.
Yes, sir.
I had a joke about Najee Harris when he said something about the Russian thing, but I'm gonna just.
I know you did. I know you did.
I was about to. I know you did. The Najee joke just now. 3.1.
Hey, Trent, how many wins did you predict? Which y'all we get?
I said 10-7. So yeah, exactly. We got it. I got it right.
And I think you said y'all win the division too, right?
Yeah, I said 10-7. We'd win the division.
Yep.
And it would come out between y'all and the Falcons. I know you said that part. So.
Yeah.
All right, Trent.
Hey, Trent, you forgot. Shout out to the Red Sox, baby.
And shout out to the Red Sox. Shout out to the Kings, Joe. We're gonna turn it around here soon. It's it's been a process, but we got a lot of the season to go. So
it's been a crazy season, man. Early a lot of close games we lost, but let's get it, man. Shout out Doug Christie, 5-0, former King. He got unfinished business. That's what he said.
All right, fellas, appreciate y'all. We'll see y'all in the chats, and hopefully we'll see some of you all back next week. We know Mark not gonna be here.
All right, y'all.
All right, y'all. All right.
All right, I'm going to talk like Speedy Gonzalez. Y'all ready?
Let's get it.
All right. All right, y'all. If y'all didn't know, Tom will mention it. We are a network. We're not just a show. We are a network. We have a network of shows. And I'm going to run through the shows for y'all real quick. First show, BWT Baseball with Teddy. All of your baseball content goes with BWT. He's a Yankees fan. As you can see, he's hurting still. But he will be putting up some content. His last episode was about Juan Soto signing. So make sure y'all go check that out. And then we got CTC, College Talking College. All your college sports, not all your college sports, but college football, college basketball goes through CTC. As you can see, Ohio State and Texas are playing right now. Notre Dame and Penn State played yesterday. He will be recapping these games either probably tomorrow, most likely, or day after that. But he'll keep you updated. But make sure y'all stay tuned for CTC. We got FFC, Fantasy Football with Coach Coombs. Obviously, fantasy football season is over, but he's still covering the NFL. And drama in the sports world. You tuned into our last episode, all right? So make sure y'all tune into FFC, and it's usually aired at around 8:30 a.m. either Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday. So y'all stay tuned for that. And we got RBO, Real Ballers Only with Vaughn. This is a NBA only show. So obviously NBA is about to ramp up, especially with the NFL is wrapping up, right? All-Star break is coming up. So make sure y'all tune in to RBO for your latest NBA content. As he's sitting right here, oh snap! I got you. As he's sitting right here, right? We got Dave's Doghouse. Dave is a host of Dave's Doghouse, right? This show is a unique show. This show talks about the guy. He gives you the lowlights and the highlights of anybody in the sports world. We're talking about players, coaches, and anybody in the sports media. The next show should be crazy. I bet you some people on that from a certain network, Dave. All right, but anyway. So make sure y'all tune in to Dave's Doghouse. Day, you got an idea your next episode?
Monday.
All right. So Monday, most likely at 7 p.m., but he'll let y'all know. So y'all stay tuned for that. Right. We also got Unfazed with JJ and AJ. This is a show kind of similar to this, but this is a duo, not duo. This is a battle, one-on-one. All right. 1v1, they say nowadays, y'all. All right. So we, Eagles fan, Commanders fan, Laker fan, Kings fan. We just gonna battle it out, right? This is every Tuesday at 8 p.m. Central Time, 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Make sure y'all tune into that. And last but not least, the number one show on the network, we got In the Red Corner. All right. Oh, I got
I'm trying to tell you backstage, man.
All right. So look. All right. Look. We got In the Red Corner. I gotta update. I gotta get the update on it. In the Red Corner.
Done and everything, man.
In the Red Corner with Tomo, Ricky, and Ty. This is a boxing only show. Great show. It coming to y'all every other Sunday around 8 p.m. or 7 p.m. Right? So make sure y'all stay tuned for that. They're doing some collab work in the future. So make sure y'all stay tuned for those episodes. But only boxing. Real boxing match. No expeditions. All right? Exhibitions. That's an expedition. Shout out to In the Red Corner. Shout out to the whole network. And Dave, let them know about these IG chats.
Look, y'all, you join these IG chats, you get a lot of perks that you don't get anywhere else. You look for sources when it comes to Bleacher Report and ESPN, where you get that all right here. And the one that mainly does it is the person that's talking to you right now. What people used to call Woj, or who they call Shams now, and Adam Schefter, Ian Rappaport, and all those guys, even guys like Bob Nightingale in baseball. Yeah, I'm the one to post the news for every single sport and every single chat. So you get it here first, and you most of the times you get it before Bleacher Report and before ESPN puts it out. So you get all that here. You also get perks if you're a member to be able to put topics on the show that you would like for us to talk about. You get to debate in here. We have healthy conversations. You get all of that in these chats. That's NBA, NFL, Major League Baseball, college basketball, college football, boxing, WNBA, UFC, F1 racing, hockey, and of course soccer. Those people would like to say, football. That's what it's called. That's what it's called, outside of the United States. But we have all of these chats. You have to at least become a pro member. But if you want to be in all of these, Tomo's going to go over that. So
real quick, Tomo.
There you go.
In the Red Corner, y'all. There I go. In the Red Corner. Make sure you got tuned in the Red Corner. Go ahead, Tomo.
He knew Ty was going to say something. That's all. Ty was going to be like, excuse me. But if you've seen the banner before, and as Dave told you, if you click the link below, this is how you become a member. So to become a member, like I said, you click the link below, and we have the 3 levels for you. We have the $2.99 Pro level, we have the $4.99 All-Star level, and we have the $9.99 Superstar level. And each one of these tiers come with a special perk. So for $2.99, you get priority comments on the live streams. That's the YouTube live streams only. You get priority comments there. So if you got a lot to say for $2.99, you jump the line in the comments. You get loyalty badges next to your name also in those live chats. And you get to join one of the sports chats that you've seen on the slide before and also on the exit video as well. You'll see it there. For $4.99 with the All-Star membership, you get members-only videos. So that's the member-only content. If you are an All-Star member and you click onto the YouTube page, you will see some of that member content. If you are pro level, then you don't know what it is. You got to jump up for the $4.99. And one thing I'll say it after the fact, you get to join multiple chats as well, and you get to request a topic or segment nominee. So if there's a debate that you've been going back and forth with in the barbershop, at school, or at work, and you want to talk about it live on air, you want to hear us talk about it, for $4.99, you drop it in one of the chats, and we'll be like, yeah, no, we'll bring it to the show, because majority of our topics come from the chat. So that right there lets you know. And for the Superstar tier, you get both perks from the All-Star and the Pro level, but for $9.99 a month. You also get to join the R2L chat. That is the VIP chat. This is the chat where we do all of the primetime sports. And also for the playoffs, this is where we will be for the NFL playoffs. All of the conversations will be held in the Superstar chat. So if you are not a Superstar member, Decorius, you need to become a Superstar member. And I'm going to keep calling you out because a bet is a bet. But also for any new members, if you want to be a part of the playoff conversation, the Superstar chat is where you want to be. And you also get awards and plaques to our top performers. We do our R2L day where we actually hand out physical awards. If you weren't a part of the last one, we'll give you a briefing on the next episode. But it was a very eventful day. You know, kids came out, everybody ate, things of that nature. But you also get physical awards. And this is based upon the views on the episode that you have done. And we do member shout out. So again, shout out to all of our members with special shout out to our Superstar members. And that's Worm, Joe, Dave, myself, Teddy, Cardo, Coach, Vaughn, Lamar, Giovanni, Chris, and pending Decorius. So with that, and one thing I will say is I said I was going to say it while I was on my rant earlier. These prices have been the same since we started R2L. I know a lot of things have been affected by inflation, but these prices over here at R2L have been the same. So if you want good content and you want to be a part of a good family, good conversation, hell, we even got businesses that we support each other with as well. For $9.99, you could be a Superstar member. For $4.99, you could join multiple chats and be an All-Star member. For the Pro level, $2.99, if you just want to kick it in one of the chats, you can be there as well. But it's all welcoming. It's all good, healthy conversation. Sometimes it can turn into a troll fest, but be prepared. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, and we have a goal to get 100 members, y'all. Right now we have 19. 100 members by the end of the year. If you're not a member, become a member. Put the link in the description.
There we go.
Let's get it. All right. So my last words is this, right? First of all, shout out to Texas, man. Right now y'all playing Ohio State. Score 7-0. 3 minutes left in the second quarter. Let's go, man. Dudes dropping wide open passes on 3rd and 5. I mean, it's crazy. All right. So come on, Texas. Don't end up like Ty and Penn State and Trent. And it's funny because I text Trent. I was like, man, tough game, man. A lot of missed opportunity. He said, I know. They're only kids. That was funny. Because they are only kids. You think about it. Anyways, shout out to Sacramento Kings, man. We're on a 5-game win streak. Let's keep the win streak going. Shout out to Doug Christie, former King. He said, I have unfinished business here. And I felt the pain because I know what he's talking about. Know what he's talking about. Still hurt me to this day. All right. You don't know my pain, man.
There you go.
And the Commanders, man. Let's go. It's our time. Let's get this playoff dub. Let's add it to the resume of JD5's resume. Playoff win. Something that some quarterbacks I know don't have as a rookie. Let's add that to the resume. Already had the greatest rookie season in NFL history. Add on to it by winning a playoff game. On the road. The last rookie quarterback to win a playoff game on the road was Russell Wilson. But guess who he played against? A rookie. So do it really count? He went against Kirk Cousins because RG3 got hurt in the first quarter. But the last QB to win a playoff game on the road against a non-rookie was in the 80s. You know that? In the 80s. So if my boy JD5 go on the road in Tampa Bay and beat the Bucks, he would have done something that Jalen Hurts never done. And he would have done something that nobody's done since the 80s. So let's add it to the best rookie of the year campaign. Shout out to my boy 85 defense. Shout out to the Commanders, 4 All-Pros, first time since 1991. That's been mentioned a lot since 1991, right, Dave? I mean that a lot. Dave posted stats in the chat. I see 1991 a lot of stuff he posted. I'm just saying. You know, most touchdowns by receiver in the minute. Shout out to Terry McLaurin, right? In the Commanders since 1991. Most wins since 1991. What happened in 1991, Dave, again? I know you were born that year. But what happened? What's happened that year?
Commanders were the Redskins at that time. That's what they were named.
Oh, that's a different team. All right. Maybe they bring the name back if we go far. But anyways, let's go, Commanders. I'll be tuned in. I'll try to invite people to come over and watch. I don't think nobody's gonna come, which is good for me. I like to be in my I like to be peace. I like to be in my crib, sitting up from my TV by myself. I don't want no party poopers. I got the chat. My phone gonna be in the right hand, and the buffalo wings and chicken gonna be in the left hand. I'll be ready. Let's go.
Yeah. Last words for me. Shout out to Duke University. Cooper Flag and them boys have been balling. Best team in the ACC right now by far. So you know we've pretty much been dominating the ACC. Had another huge win against Pitt. So let's keep the ball rolling. Cooper Flag, man, definitely deserves to be in that conversation for best player in the country. Not sure if that's an absolute, but he definitely deserves to be in that conversation. Shout out to University of Miami. I do understand that we lost that game in that bowl game, and you know Cam Ward had a phenomenal season, and you know he. I think there was some miscommunication between about that whole decision. That was a team decision. The entire team knew that was going to happen. So that's not, you know, talk about Cam Ward so much about that. There is some controversy about who we got today. With Carson Beck committing to University of Miami. You know, he transferred and he automatically became University of Miami, but we'll see how that goes. Let's just say that. All I know is we got some really good freshmen coming in as well, and then we got a transfer wide receiver from LSU, CJ Daniels, coming. He's really good. I do like the quarterback, the freshman coming in, Luke Nickel. I know a lot of people don't know who that is, but you know, you look at what he did in high school, he balled out. So shout out to those two teams. I have nothing to say about the 49ers right now except for Kyle Shanahan. Thank you for making those firings because that was necessary. And then for Miami Heat, 2-game win streak. Let's keep it going.
I ain't know Carson Beck for Miami. That's crazy.
Yep, sure did.
Yep, you got about it. So I want to say special shout out to again everybody that's on the network, everybody that joined today, and all the fans that came back. It was funny that we had a lot of people rejoin that actually did the preseason previews. And most of their predictions actually came true. So you know, shout out to the Broncos again, and shout out to the Bucks because Trent definitely called all of that, and I was like, "You sure?" It's like, "Yeah." It's like, "All right, we gonna see." And you know, just shout out again to another great NFL season within the R2L chats. You know, it keeps the blood boiling at times, but it also can make your day go by a little bit faster. If you are having a bad day, you jump in the chat, get a couple jokes off, and you feel a little bit better. So that's another reason why you want to drop that $2.99 to $9.99 so you can be a part of something like that as well. And shout out to my bros. You know, it's been a minute since the Big Three has done one of these episodes, but what a great way to do it right before we got to come back on here and play a song for Mark. Not you, Joe. It's Mark. Talking about somebody hating from the couch. But that's all I got, man. And one more thing before we leave, we gotta say it. Thoughts and prayers to everybody out in the West Coast. Also, everybody that's dealing with these blizzards, because there's a lot of people that don't have homes right now who still have to find a way to stay warm and stuff like this. So again, thoughts and prayers to the nation right now.
Yeah, and then
shout out to Lambo Anlo on the intro, and shout out to Ed Hahn on the logo.
I'm gonna show every week. So if I'm on next week, I'll be on there. All right. You see the most stressed out dude is Tay. I mean, I ain't gonna say that. Never mind. Might get a quarterback on.
He a Browns fan. He a Browns fan, just to let y'all know.
Look at DeVore holding Daniel Jones jersey. That's funny. But yeah, shout out, you see the Jerry Jones picture.
Well, I got the flannel on though, man.
Jerry Jones. All I know is there's a cowgirl missing from that picture.
Hey, look, Carl, don't forget about me.
You got all the guys represent, but there's a cowgirl missing from that.
Yeah, I gotta add her. If Key's gonna be out there, I gotta add her, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And I think it's one more person. Yeah, I'm gonna add her. Yeah. Sorry, Reese, try to leave you.
I say,
Look at
bro.
Teddy. Huh?
I say,
Yeah, bro, I'm out. That's what it said.
Dave got the boom box.
Terry got
the music.
With a point on his shirt too. Hey, bro, it is hilarious. I love Mac Jones, Tony. That's funny. As y'all can tell, we have fun, man. As y'all can see. But that's all we have for y'all today, and we'll see y'all next episode.
Peace.
Thank you for staying to the end. If you're watching this on YouTube, please like this video, subscribe, and also hit that notification button so you can be notified next time we put out a video. If you're listening on any podcast platform, subscribe and hit that notification button, y'all, so you can be notified we put out another podcast audio. And last but not least, hit that share button. No matter what you're listening to or watching it, hit that share button and send it to somebody that you know that would love to watch this episode you just listened to. So once again, thank you for staying to the end, and we'll see y'all in the next episode.